Hi, you guys. How are you? Okay, excited to be on with you doing a Mezzo Monday. I know we call them that, but it's so much more than that. And today we're doing a prep on here on YouTube. And then at 4 p.m. we will move into the Natural Chaos app where I will be doing my peptide reconstitution and injection. So these are the little peptides, and if you're in my app, you know that I've been sharing about these, and if you're on Instagram, then you know also that I've been talking about these ones that I recently ordered, and I'm super excited about them, but I'm gonna be honest, they have been quite confusing, and it's been a lot more work and just kind of like trying to figure it out than I realized, but that is part of peptide research, and so if you want to utilize the benefits of it, you just have to dig deep and try to figure it out because there is no straight answer on a lot of this stuff. And let's just say hi to everyone who's on. Hey, Trisha, Melissa, welcome you guys. Women of the World, Tanya, Anna, Jane, Dawn. It's so good to see all of you guys. I know we launched a few minutes early. It was because I wanted to make sure that it would all work really, really well. Okay, so because I don't do the peptide injection here and that's saved for the app later, we have some things to unbox, and I've been sent so much stuff and I've been really, really bad about getting into it. It's just, there's too many things for me to organize and do and work on that when brands send a bunch of stuff, it's not that I'm not appreciative, I am, it's just that it gets really put on the back burner for me to actually dive into. So I thought it could be fun to just unbox some items. Hey, is it okay? Because it just popped up and said an error, but I hope it's okay. Jason? I don't know. I just got this like error warning, so I don't know what that is about.
Hi, everybody. I don't know, but you are live and...
Okay. Sorry. Just ignore the warnings. Okay. Thank you. So I thought, and you guys know that because I used the semaglutide from between basically January or last July 2023 to December of 2023 to lose 20 pounds, I did end up with a massive hair shed. So my hair's been a little rough the last few months, and I've been wanting to break open these helmets, and I've been, again, slow. So that we could do that to begin with. So basically we have, let me get out of the way. We've got the current body helmet. So if you guys have ever seen that, and all of the things that I am sharing, we do have discount codes on, and they'll be linked in the description. So the link and the code are in the description if you're interested. So the first one we have is this current body, which I kind of thought was pretty awesome that it came with this like whole stand, because I've always wondered like, well, these helmets are big deals, like the big items, and like, what am I doing with it? So it's kind of like a sculpture piece, depending on where you want to put that in your house, I guess. Then we have the Maysama Prana LED mask. So she came out with a mask, and I just actually put the straps on it, and I have to say, finally, of all the LED masks, someone actually understood the user experience from the standpoint of actually strapping the mask on. They've been so problematic with all the different straps, and it's so frustrating. So I think her design is much improved over the other ones that I have. Then we have this guy. Now this one is from one of our Korean vendors, and it'll be linked down below. But this one is a little bit different. So this one looks a little bit more futuristic, and this one doesn't have any like air pockets in it. And when I look at them both, I mean, just to like show you guys side by side, you can see all the LEDs in this one coming from Korea. You guys, all this stuff is made in Asia. So, I mean, nothing's being made in the United States. Okay. And then this one, I think it's great too, because when you look on the inside of them, let me see if I can get a better example. You can kind of see that they have these little knobbies to kind of keep it elevated. So I don't know, maybe that like prevents some heat. And it's kind of nice that this one, it has like these like nice little ear covers. In fact, it looks like you could listen to music on it because, let's see, can I show this? It's hard to show this, but it looks like there's speakers inside of this. So I assume that I must be able to play music with this. So that's exciting. Okay. So let's just try them on really quick. And then the last thing I have is the Julva Pro. So I have the information from them on this, and this is a vaginal cream. And basically they go over a lot of ideas. It's made by a Dr. Anna Cabeca, I think. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And basically this is a cream that is going to help your vaginal lining. In the information, they talk a lot about how as we get older, the estrogen levels go down, which makes that whole area of your body more dry and also more painful for intercourse and things like that. So this cream, and this is a higher concentration professional formula apparently, is, I don't know, we'll see what we think. I actually did put it on in the bathroom right before getting online because I was wondering what does it feel like? So it's estrogen free, preservative free, fragrance free, non-GMO, paraben free, and phthalate free. And we'll see. It's supposed to have DHEA in it, and that's another marker that decreases as we age. So I don't think it's necessarily meant for having sex though. I mean, maybe it could be, but it's supposed to stay on the outside. So don't use it as a lubricant. And it's cream. So I don't think that would be necessarily a great idea, but it's supposed to essentially build up that entire area. It's also supposed to help with urine and leakage. So a lot of benefits apparently. We'll see. And I have the information on that, so we'll go over it. But let's start with the helmets. But you know what? Before we get into that, let me just make sure that you guys know the peptides I'm going to be using today in the app, just so that we can go over those really quickly. And then once I get through these products, I'll circle back to more information that I found today as I was doing more research and give you guys some more, insight. Okay, let's see. Trisha says the one with the blue edge has cushions to fit to your head. If to make it comfortable. Went to a hair expert years ago and paid way too much for it. Consistency is key, but it is light to use, cordless. Oh, that's good. Anne says, I've been using the Hair Max band. It only takes 90 seconds every other day. I also take 5 mg of minoxidil, micrograms of minoxidil every day, and my hair is finally getting thicker. Oh, that's awesome. I love that you guys share these things. Welcome, Rebecca. Welcome, Anne. Anne says, I wish that she would have put on opening for the mouth in designing her mask. I am intrigued. Oh, on the Maysama mask. I think it's because, we'll get to it, but I think it's because she talks about how it builds collagen in the lips. So that's the reason they didn't do the opening in the mouth. And honestly, my other masks have openings for the mouth, but I'm not eating through it. So I don't think that an opening in the mouth makes any sense. So I think it's actually good that it's closed, but that's just my personal experience and opinion. Okay. So we'll just go through these really quick. And if you're in the app, you know that there was some confusion on 2 of the blends that I got because in particular, the BPC 157 with the TB 500. And let me just oh yeah, I don't know. There's that one. Okay. So this is PBC 157 and TB 500 together. And the thing that became really confusing about when I was creating my dosage and protocol for it was that I got a lot of mixed reviews and information online for dosing BPC 157, which did not align with dosing TB 500. But I can't dose them separately because they're together, which in my mind, I thought this is going to be great because it's just one less thing to reconstitute, one less thing to draw because I can draw them together and inject them together. But now I'm questioning if these together like this is a great idea. I'm going to run the test on myself, see. I mean, these research labs are trying to put things together that make sense for people, but of course they don't give you the information on how you're going to utilize them because again, it's all for research. So that's the reason you kind of have to figure it out. And I know that on a lot of the bodybuilding forum sites, people are like not wanting to do that blend because they feel like they can't, control the amount of potency that they're getting in each one. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. Then the other one I have is CJC 1295, no DAC with the Ipamorelin. And I've been using Ipamorelin now for like the last month, and I love it, you guys. I love it. You can't be on it forever. Like you cycle on and off of it. And even during the week, you only use it 5 nights a week and take 2 nights off. So I use it Monday through Friday, and then I take Saturday and Sunday off. But it's been a game changer for putting me to sleep. Like really, really incredible. And the only reason I've been able to go to yoga on Tuesdays and Thursdays and then lift at the gym on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then also snowboard and do our walks and all those things. Literally in December, I thought I was going to die. I just felt horrible. And even though I had stopped the semaglutide, I felt like I was still not hungry. I felt like I couldn't gain weight back because it definitely had gone too far. And then to make sense of this more, I found out in early January that I had Hashimoto's finally, which was, nobody wants to be diagnosed with any disease, but I was just finally grateful because I knew something was wrong for years. And no matter what I told doctors, they would run a thyroid test, the THS test, which just examines if you even have thyroid in your blood. Well, when your thyroid is being attacked and you have hypothyroidism, you're still making thyroid. So testing for thyroid isn't an accurate test to find out if your thyroid's actually under attack. It's a joke. So anyways, finally in January, I got the right test run, found out I had Hashimoto's, got on MP thyroid, has made a huge difference for me. And then I also got the testosterone pellet, which I think also made a big difference. So the testosterone pellet coupled with the MP thyroid made a huge difference in just energy levels. But then by being able to put myself to sleep with the Ipamorelin and recover more after workouts, I have not been sore. I mean, I wake up and feel like I want to do things versus like, oh my gosh, I have to do that today. It's a game changer for me. And because I saw the power of semaglutide, which I obviously took too far, and now I've experienced the power of Ipamorelin, it definitely has made me be like, oh my gosh, peptides are magic, and I want to explore them more and figure out how I can heal myself, because Hashimoto's is a byproduct of hyperthyroidism, which is a byproduct of apparently leaky gut, and that's what's causing all these autoimmune diseases. So anyways, that's the reason I'm super excited about peptides, and in particular, the one that I picked like specifically for my GI tract was the BPC 157, because that is supposed to heal the mucosal lining of your GI tract, hopefully fixing leaky gut and eliminating the autoimmune responses. And so I think that if I can, shut that down and make that better, then hopefully my antibodies will stop attacking my thyroid. But as many of you know who probably have hyperthyroidism or Hashimoto's, it's definitely a path. There's not a immediate fix to it. And kind of like peptides, everyone's bodies are different and the protocols for them are different and what works for them is different. So right now the goal is to stay off gluten. The goal is to just make my food and eat whole foods that I look forward to, go to the gym, lift, improve, and continue doing things like yoga that mentally fill me up. So that's kind of the plan. The other one that I have, and if you didn't catch the walkie-talkie that I did last Wednesday, it was all about MOTS-c. I do a deep dive while I'm trying to walk on the treadmill about all the benefits of MOTS-c, and so I can't wait to start this. MOTS-c you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so you do it 3 days a week, and you do it for a 2-week course. So I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'll do it again next week, and that is the course for MOTS-c. MOTS-c is kind of amazing. You should go check out that live that I did, which goes more into detail. But basically, it is like the tool the peptide that really goes into my mitochondria dysfunction. If you're obese, if you're insulin resistant, if you have neurological issues, it's all because of mitochondria dysfunction. And so if you can amplify and optimize your mitochondria so that they're turning over, they're creating ATP, your sluggishness, your insulin resistance, your foggy brain, all of these things should be improved. So again, I'm trying it out. We'll see. And I will report back, of course. Okay, that's that one. Okay, so the CJC 1295 with the ipamorelin, I'm excited about that one because, again, this one is for muscle growth. CJC 1295 and ipamorelin are also supposed to help you, like, fat shred. Now, I got down to 18%. I'm at 18% body fat right now, and I don't need to be any more shredded, but this also helps improve muscle, ligament, bone density, all those kinds of things. So that's what I'm really into for this one in particular, because I did compromise a lot of muscle, ligament, and bone density in dropping weight that quickly. And if you watch the semaglutide video, then you know that I wasn't the best steward over myself while using that. I literally was just so happy that there was something that was going to take my appetite away so I didn't have to think about it anymore. And literally, that's what I did. And apparently, I'm not alone in that. Lots of women have done that. But ladies, please listen to me as somebody who went through it and now knows better. Eat your protein and lift. And those are the two things. You don't need to worry about cardio. You just need to worry about eating steak and going to the gym and lifting. And if you just do those two things, you will have much better results and a much better experience on semaglutide than I did. It is hard sometimes to eat on semaglutide because you do not feel hungry. And it's the weirdest thing, but I'm just telling you, definitely the protein and the lifting is going to give you actually more optimal results, because semaglutide actually helps optimize cellular performance as well. And so if you're lifting while just eating protein, you will have phenomenal results and you won't get the butt drop and the saggy face. Okay, that's the goal to avoid. And hopefully you won't lose your hair either. So just keep in mind that those are ways to definitely improve that scenario, because semaglutide and these GLP-1 receptors are amazing for getting a handle on your blood sugar and your desires for cravings, but you have to use them responsibly. And I'm the first one to say that I didn't. I just put it on the back burner and I was just happy to not have one more thing to worry about. Okay. Yes. And I think most of us who are using these GLP-1 receptors, we're probably in our 40s. So with that in mind, lifting is more critical than ever. Like lift, please lift. I hope by me on Instagram sharing a lot of stories and a lot of reels and all these things just inspires you to know that, like, I took it seriously now. I feel really bad about what I did last fall and I could have done so much better. And so I hope that me sharing this just like helps you understand that, like, I do not think that what I did last fall was the ideal method. And if I was doing what I was doing now with the semaglutide, I would have had much better results. So I just can't stress it enough, you guys. Yes. Okay, Rebecca. Yes, we've got stuff. Okay, Kat Singer says, I have it too. I'm interested to see your results. A woman says, I need to build more muscle and Pilates, Giro yoga doesn't do that for me. Oh, girl, yeah. You guys know that I love yoga. I love hot yoga. There's amazing benefits in it for me, from mobility to flexibility to feeling strong. Also, the sweat is just incredible for my skin, and the yoga studio that I go to has infrared panels that heat the room. So I'm getting like mitochondria work too, and it's reducing my inflammation. All those kinds of things are amazing. But doing only yoga is not enough resistance, okay? So you need weight. You got to go be a bro in the gym, okay? All right, so let's look at these. This is my first time utilizing any of these, so just keep in mind. And let's take my hair thing off and let's see what it feels like. Be careful with hot yoga, though. You can get hyperpigmentation. I mean, anytime you are fair and you get red, like if you go run 5 miles. Like I remember when I was doing cross country and track in high school, and I also played competitive soccer. I felt like I would definitely get very, very flushed from it. And a lot of like the broken capillaries that I have in my face are from running. I don't feel like I get the same strain in hot yoga though. I feel like it's more of an even, like, healthy flush glow for me. Now, I never do Bikram. My yoga studio is around 96 when we start, and it definitely crests over 100 because then you have people perspirating in it and it's getting warmer. But I don't feel like it's the same cardiovascular stress on my system the way that sprinting and really long endurance runs had been, if that helps at all. But I mean, that's just my personal experience. Obviously, people's bodies are different and some people can't handle hot yoga. Like I know people who have gone class with me and other people, and they have to leave the class at some point because it's just very intense. But you do build up, you do acclimate to it, I feel like. So I don't know. Okay, let's look at this. So I believe that it's ready to go, but you can see that there is a charge plug here. Okay. Oh, it's talking to me? Hello? Hello? Wait, let's look at it. Let's look at its base while I have it on my head. Okay, this is like weird because it's like cutting off my hearing. But it does seem to fit my head. And it feels very, very stable. Like, it doesn't feel like it's going to like fall off. So I do appreciate that because it's not fun having things that don't feel stable. Maybe I can try to like straighten it on my head because I'm kind of backwards. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, is one ear... Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay, there are slides for the earpieces and one of my earpieces wasn't slid down. Okay. Now let's see if we can do it right. Okay, now I'm going to slide them up so they're kind of like equal. Okay, you guys, I feel like I'm going to space. This is kind of fun. I'm going with Elon on Star X, or X-Star, whatever it is. SpaceX. Okay, so we've got that on. I do appreciate this base. I mean, it's pretty handsome, right? Like, kind of nice. And then it comes with the cord for where you would charge it right there. Okay. And then the cord looks like you can just, look, I like it when companies think about where you're going to store their little pieces that make it work. Well, it looks like this is the compartment for storing your charging cord. Let's look at this information right now while we wear it for a minute. Okay. So let's see. So the box includes the device, the user manual, the USB charging cord, and the device base. Okay, we've got all those things out. Okay, it says for best results, use daily for a minimum of 16 weeks. Use the device on a clean, dry scalp. Do not use more than 10 minutes per day. Okay, is it running a setting? Oh, let's look at let's see. What bulbs does it have? Do you guys have any questions on this? Okay, I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously right now. You guys, I can't take myself seriously ever. Like, literally, what is going on right now? Well, sorry, this is oh, did I already go through all the English? Okay, the reason it's so fat is because there's like 8 different languages in here. Okay, so it's called the LED Hair Regrowth. It is the model MZ07. And let's see. Okay, it's operating at, this is what I was looking for. It's operating at 660 nanometers. So that is, the wavelength that is going to penetrate our mitochondria and optimize. Again, you guys, this is so fascinating to me because as I've learned about peptides and how they work in the body, now all of a sudden, LED light finally makes sense. I have done videos on LED light and I still did not understand what it was like truly doing in the body. And it's so interesting. But really, if you think about it, once I understood the what do they call it? Oh, it's called a chain reaction. Anyways, once I understood the two walls of the mitochondria, and I explained this in the MOTS-c live walking, but once I understood how mitochondria actually make power, like they're nuclear engines, it's amazing, like nuclear reactors, they're able to create it, but they create it from the movement of electrons and protons. And so I think what's ending up happening is when this red light is able to basically penetrate to your skin and hit the mitochondria inside the cells, they're upping the electron, that's what it's called, the electron transport chain. So they're upping the electron transport chain. So like, okay, this is my outer wall of my mitochondria. This is the inner wall of my mitochondria. So you have this space inside, because it's like a double-walled membrane. You have this space inside, and this is where the electrons and the protons basically bounce between. And so going through into the actual inside of the mitochondria where the matrix is, there are pathways that the protons have to take, and they're called like proton pumps. And they're fueled essentially by the activity of these electrons because they have to keep them in balance. And so if you can activate more electrons, then all of a sudden you're going to up the proton pump. And that is what's generating essentially ATP eventually. It creates ATP synase, which then starts to make things like MOTS-c, which is a peptide that is made inside of your mitochondria. And the thing that's special about MOTS-c is that when it jumps out of the mitochondria and translocates into your nucleus, we're still all inside of the cell, right? But this peptide, the MOTS-c, is generated inside of the mitochondria due to the ATP that's being created inside of it. And LED light like this can help, I guess, promote that electron-proton exchange. But once it hits the nucleus, it turns off your fat-storing CoA enzyme. Yay. And it ups ATP, constantly telling your mitochondria, we need more energy, we need more energy. And because you can't store ATP, and that's so annoying, right? Because you can't store ATP, but you can store triglycerides and you can store protein and glucose and all these things, but you can't store ATP. And so when you are able to up that function, now all of a sudden you're not going to store as much weight because your body is being told constantly to make energy. And so that's how essentially mitochondria get optimized. And when there's more levels of MOTS-c, then all of a sudden you're getting more of that signaling agent between the mitochondria and the nucleus telling it to make power. So I love that. And essentially, as I learned about that, it dawned on me that that must be how LED light is actually affecting our mitochondria. It's upping the electron transport chain in our mitochondria double wall. And if there are biochemists on here and they understand it much better than me, or if I misspoke and messed up something, please let me know. Even nurses, I know you guys, had to learn all that stuff in school. So if you remember it, please let me know. Okay, so we're getting 660 nanometers. That's hitting our mitochondria, helping up cellular optimization, which then is a byproduct that is going to help grow stronger, better hair. That's the whole point of these things. It sounds right. I won the gift card. Did somebody win something? Oh gosh, I'm missing. Oh my gosh, you guys, the 3 winners. I am so sorry. Over the weekend, I was supposed to make the gift bags. We need your addresses, because if I have your addresses, then that really makes me get on it. And I want to send you guys those gifts. So I apologize. I'm super slow at this stuff. Okay. So this is that one. We do have a promo code. Oh, nice. Okay, it's going to embed in your face. So you're going to need a minute before you go out. All right, let's put it back on its fun little base. It's really beautiful, I have to say. Okay. And then here she is. Let's try out the other one. I'm assuming this one is less expensive, although I did not check the prices before getting on here. Let's see what the laser helmet can do. So this is the LH272 Pro Laser Hair Growth Helmet. I know. Yeah, current body products are great. Okay, so let's see what they're saying. They're saying that laser hair helmet contains, okay, so this contains 272 laser irradiation points. So bulbs, I assume. The helmet is also rich in silicone feet. That's, I love, I can't help myself. Sometimes I just feel like there should be an entire comedy routine done on Asian pamphlets explaining things. So, the helmet is also rich in silicone feet. Okay, well, these are its silicone feet right here, keeping it a little bit elevated on your head so that the laser reaches directly to the hair follicle, okay, and achieves the best hair effect, okay. Its coverage is large and the laser emission wavelength is accurate, which can be comparable to the United States Health Clinic's widely used medical laser hair growth device valued at $10,000. Okay, I don't know which one they're trying to compare it to, but who's going to spend $10,000 on a laser hair thing? That's crazy. I also want you guys to know that there have been expensive laser companies that have reached out to me, and their lasers are like $10,000. And I'm like, I'm not going to share about that. Like, I just don't think people are necessarily in the world of $10,000 tools at home. It's crazy. Okay. Oh, okay. They give a Fitzpatrick scale for the kind of colors that your skin tone that would be most affected by this. So basically they're saying that it's good for skin types 1 through 4, but that hair growth in skin tones 5 and 6, so like really, really dark individuals, so we're talking like African American skin types, things that are really that dark, hair growth in skin is not documented on them. So not saying it couldn't, but they're saying it hasn't been documented. That could be maybe to do with the melanin protecting so much of the cell that the LED light can't penetrate. I'm not sure, because I would think that it penetrates due to wavelength, so it shouldn't be knocked out necessarily, but at the same rate, that is kind of what UV light is, and people who have darker skin, more melanin, are more protected from UV light, which is wavelength. So there could be something obviously to that. Okay, it's just 20 minutes every time. So the laser hair helmet body has only one button, just pressing the button. Let's get it on so we can feel it. Okay, so it's not obviously like gripping my ears. Did I turn it on? Oh no, did I already break it? Oh no, it's on. Okay. 20. Okay, so it's going to run for 20 minutes and then it'll shut down automatically. That is convenient. That's true. It says that you only have to do this 2 times a week. I don't know. Sometimes I think more the better. But that's just how I think about things. Okay, so I will say this. I don't know how to compare these, and that's the biggest problem with LED lights and things like this. I don't know how to compare if this one is more, potent or has a higher efficacy than this one, but I will say that this one, by not pinning to my ears, does feel a little bit more enjoyable to wear. The other one was really kind of intense. Now that one's only 10 minutes. This one's supposed to be 20 minutes, but this one says every day. This one says 3 times a week. I don't know. I always say with all these things, choose the one that is within your price point, because I think a lot of stuff like this gets expensive due to marketing versus actually being effective. So, you guys can dig in and see if you can compare and see if there's any real value to spending more. Sometimes you just like something that looks a little bit cooler. I don't think that this one looks as cool as this one, but then also I didn't like how my ears were like pinned down in it. So maybe I have to, you can see they're still red. Maybe I have to like adjust its setting to make it fit a little bit nicer. Okay. Looks like I'm mixing bowl. I know, it's like, I'm like on a Vespa. It's like a little Vespa bike helmet. All right, let's pull out the Maysama LED mask. Oh gosh, what time is it? Okay, we're at 3:28. There is more peptide information that I want to explain because I took a lot of notes today and I wanted to share something about my own health experience that was very interesting to me to figure out today with the peptides. Okay, so here is the Maysama. Here, I'm going to take this one off my head because we're not going to wear it for a full 20 minutes. I'll have to do that tonight. Okay. I will say ease of use and ease of storage, because this would like fit in a drawer pretty easily, is kind of what's good about it. And I think it must be, I don't know off the top of my head, but I assume it's less expensive. Okay, this is what I was going to say about the Maysama mask. So as noted earlier, there is no mouthpiece in here, but I, as a person who has a bunch of these masks and have used them for a very long time, I am not eating through my mask. And anytime I try, I mean, I have tried, anytime I've tried, I just get it all over the place. Like it's not worth trying to eat through it. So I actually think by covering the mouth and just giving your lips some LED light treatment is probably better for you anyways. The other thing that I was going to share is that on my Omnilux mask, and not to throw anybody under the bus, just to like express my own personal experience while using these things, I hate the Omnilux straps. I think they're super hard to use. I'm always trying to like get it to work. It's like they just did not do a good, like they didn't plan for the end user. And I hate that. Like it's the thing that drives me the most crazy about brands and products is that they like never think about the person who's actually using it and how they're going to struggle with putting it on. So obviously Bev from Maysama has been through a lot of these things too, and she did much better straps. I love this situation. So much easier. So like you just put it on and you see like it easily straps on. Like it's not a big deal and it feels really secure to my face. And like I don't feel like I'm having to like move it around. I guess I want to put my eyes maybe a little bit more down. But look, I can still talk through it. I might not be very clear, but it does come with a little bag. So that's always nice because it's nice to just stick it in a bag and then stick it in your drawer when you're done. It does come with a charging cord because these are the batteries that keep them hands-free so you can like walk around and work or whatever and cook while you're wearing it. But these batteries do need to be charged up, so there's the cord for charging it. And then she included like eye covers, but I don't actually think that you should wear okay, my personal opinion, I don't think you should wear eye covers with LED because there's studies to show that LED light is actually really good for your eyes. So, and plus, how I'm going to make these work on top of this. So I'm going to like strap these on top of the whole thing. No, that's not going to happen. Okay. So we're plugged in. Turn her on. Also, like, I think that it's kind of a nice color. And Maysama always does a great job with like their colors and their story in like the color family, which I always appreciate. And so like, let's look at... And then we do have I think we have 10% off with Maysama, and we have discount codes on all of these things behind me too. So just check the description and it should be down there. Because sometimes codes change and I can't remember them all the time. Okay. So the Prana LED light mask is a wearable photo rejuvenation mask. This device is designed with 138 light emitting diodes, LEDs. Each group of LEDs emits 4 different wavelengths. So you're getting 660 and 630 and 660. and which is red. Then you're getting near infrared at 850, and you're also getting blue at 450. Oh, see, I didn't really charge it very well. It wasn't charged actually. Okay, hold on. Okay, so like when I push that button, it turns on, and then I get like an interface. So let's see. Okay, so now I just turned on the near infrared. I did that by pushing the middle button. It toggled off of red to near infrared. Okay, and then I just toggled on blue. I don't know if that's really picking up, but so the middle button, which is mode, toggles between the colors. And so now I'm back at red, and then there's the T is for time. So like for instance, I just set it for 3 minutes, but there's a 6-minute setting, a 9-minute setting, and then it's back to 1 minute. Okay, so we'll let it run for 1 minute just because, you know, we don't want to be here all day as I do this. So again, you're getting 3 color options. You're getting red, near infrared, and blue. So if you are struggling with like any acne breakouts, you might want the blue one. It's not really blue. I mean, it says it, but it's really more of a magenta because it's at 450. So it reduces and eliminates acne, blemishes, redness, inflammation, and regulates excess oil. And then the 630 to 660, which is red, reduces arrhythmia, improves skin tone, brightens skin, increases fibroblast proliferation, which makes collagen. And then our near infrared that has the 850 is, okay. Sorry, it's over, but now I understand more now that I've read this. Okay, so the first setting that has red light at 630 to 660, that's just red light. But then you get the next setting with the near infrared, you get red, which is 630, 660, and you get the addition of near infrared at 850. So that's great. And then when you hit the blue on, you're actually getting all 3. You're getting 630, or you're getting red with the blue at 540. So that's the reason it's like a magenta color. Okay. Oh, Jenny May, you don't need to apologize. Okay. It will match your luggage. Oh, that'd be awesome. Tisha says, I love your honesty. It shows you care and learned knowledge is true. Oh yeah. Look, you guys, knowledge is the only thing that platforms can't take away from me, okay? Or anyone can take away. So that's why, I don't know. That's why you just keep building your brain. So let's see. Does she give a protocol? I'm sure she does. Here is how to use the best way. Using, okay, page 7. Okay, so those are lots of do nots. Okay, so oh, I should charge it for 3 hours. Okay, so we'll start that. And I mean, with red light, you really can use it every day if you want. But I think creating protocols where you kind of use things like 3 to 4 times a week is maybe more realistic for a lot of us. But I just was wondering if she said anything in her paperwork of any expectation. So it does say switch on the controller and allow the device to run for a full 9-minute treatment. Okay, so you probably want to do the 9-minute treatment, not the 1-minute treatment. And okay, after the treatment, wait at least 6 hours. If your skin on your inner arm is red or itchy, oh, that's for a sensitivity test. Okay, you shouldn't. I don't think. Hopefully, you don't have any reactions to red light. Unless I can't read and I'm not finding, it doesn't seem like there's a protocol. So maybe if she does a really good job on her Instagram, there's probably a protocol that she suggests there. So you can always go check out Maysama's Instagram if you're interested in this mask. I also imagine that on the website, it probably gives a lot more detail than what my brain is going to be able to give you right now. Okay, let's talk about our vagina cream really quick before we jump back into peptides. And then I know that for my app members, as we move over to the app at 4 o'clock, Jason's going to need like 5 minutes to rearrange it because we believe he's figured out how to run this setup for a live stream on the app. So I'm not going to be using my phone, but because we're in wide format now, he's going to have to rotate the camera and set it up for vertical for the app. So anyways, just keep that in mind, but we'll move over there as quickly as possible. Okay, has anybody heard of Julva cream? Has anybody seen this? Apparently it's sold on Amazon. They reached out to me on Instagram and said, do you want to try our vagina cream? And I was like, sure. Okay, so the things that are in it, or let's talk about the benefits and then we'll talk about the stuff that's in it. So the benefits are that it rejuvenates vaginal tissue and restores moisture, prevents leaks. I don't know if that's because it's helping tighten the skin or how it's preventing leaks. I find that very interesting. Hey, Tyler, how are you guys? Oh, welcome, Shelby. Oh, wait, Woman of the World says she used it and did nothing. Oh, really? Oh, shoot. Okay. So it intensifies passion and sensation while reigniting desire. I don't know how it could reignite desire because that seems like an emotional response, but I did want to test it. So I put it on right before going live because I wanted to see if it intensified sensation, like a KY jelly or something. I don't feel any like warmth or any like stimulus, if that makes sense. But maybe that's not what they're saying it would do. It also aids in vaginal atrophy symptoms like dryness, irritation, and discomfort, okay? And works as an outstanding lubricant. Okay, I think it's interesting that they say it works as a lubricant when it specifically says to keep it on the outside of your body. And obviously lubricants could go on the inside of your body. But I don't know. This is me, again, making sense of stuff that I read that doesn't always seem to align. Okay, so these are the 6 ingredients that it contains. Alpine rose stem cells, DHEA, coconut oil, vitamin E, shea butter, and you ready for this one? Pracaxi seed oil. I've never heard of Pracaxi seed oil before. So this is, they say it's exclusively for medical professionals because it has 10% higher concentration of this product, DHEA. And if you're familiar with DHEA, then maybe you can drop it in the chats. Okay, Melissa says, Health Feminine DHEA cream for vulva, dryness, and discomfort due to menopause. Yes. So, okay, they sent me a lot of literature, and I was, of course, breezing it. I spent so much time on the peptide research today that I did not have adequate time to do a lot of brand, like, infosec up. But basically, it's a non-prescription topical DHEA cream. And I guess during perimenopause, women experience declining hormone levels, including estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and DHEA. And in this, I thought it was really interesting because they do give a lot of information like about the G shot in comparison, or some other therapies like the laser and things like that. And they had some testimonials, and so I wanted to touch on this one because I thought it like actually spoke to me because of what I had been through. Okay, so they're saying locally applied DHEA effectively treats vaginal atrophy symptoms, so it reduces vaginal dryness and irritation, strengthens vaginal musculature, increases bone mineral density, decreases pain during intercourse, increases arousal and libido, as well as sexual satisfaction. Awesome. But it doesn't have systemic effects as you could get from taking oral or hormone replacement therapy for it. Okay. A lot of things to cite in here, but I thought rather than spending a lot of time reading that because, well, that's boring and I won't be able to make much sense of it right now without doing my computer research as I read. I wanted to share, where did those testimonials go? Because one of them stood out to me. Oh. Okay. So Gina, who was 28 at the time, Gina had been using the Mirena IUD. Okay. Here, this girl used the Mirena for 10 years. Actually, it's still inside of me. I don't know if they'll ever remove it. And experiencing a reduction in her sex drive as well as vaginal dryness. She tried Julva and found it increased her vaginal moisture, her sex drive, and her sensation for orgasms. So I definitely feel like, well, I wasn't sure, right? Like I wasn't sure if, I didn't understand what the IUD was doing to me, frankly, for a long time. But I also figured that I was getting drier and having less sensation down there because I'm 41, almost 42 years old. And so a lot of these, like, those are like common symptoms for that age group, is my understanding. So I thought it was something to try, at least, because especially after her saying that she had the IUD, which I also had, and she's much younger. So maybe mine's just like super compounded for me. So we'll see. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I'll let you know. Okay. I started the progesterone tincture from Prove. It healed, balanced my progesterone. I'm taking a bunch of supplements along with it. Haven't tried any creams though. Okay. Tyler says, oh, Melissa, I see GO shot. Yeah. Okay. Go over hormone replacement therapy. I've been reading a lot and it talks about how it helps with aging of the face. Yeah. So again, you guys have to understand that when I hit January and I thought I was dying, and then I got the Hashimoto's diagnosis, that like helped, right? Like, but it also opened up this huge world of like hormone therapy, and there's just a lot. And then on top of it, when I shared, and this is amazing, like I'm so grateful, but when I shared, I got hundreds of DMs of telling me to go to these links or check out this account or this person explains this. It's been very overwhelming because there's just so much information, and it's not that I don't value people sharing with me to like help me basically fast track, but on top of that, coupled with the peptides, coupled with all of my normal work, it's been a lot. So I'm trying not to stress about it. I'm trying to not like get mad at myself for not consuming information faster, because I just can't do it all. And I needed time to go to the gym, and I needed time to make food again. And I just needed some time to take care of myself, because I really thought something is so wrong with me and I can't live like this anymore. So things are definitely improving, and I'm really grateful for that. So as far as my hormone replacement goes, the testosterone pellet is in me right now. I think I'll probably switch off of that just to doing tea injections rather than having the pellet. The pellet is definitely convenient, and if my levels are great with it, then maybe I'll just stay on it. But the pellet is more expensive, so I might just switch to injections, since it's like a once a week injection and it's not that big of a deal. Okay, I made, this is all the stuff I wrote today. I think with time in mind, I think the thing that I wanted to go over really quick were 8 mistakes that people can encounter when starting with peptides. So first, you're going to have to buy from a reputable research peptide place. There are so many sites now that sell peptides, and it can be just overwhelming. All of this is overwhelming, but it's hard to know how to navigate it. So in our app, we have shared where people have been buying peptides and using them, and like the peptides I'm using. And in the app, we do share that. If I share that kind of stuff publicly, then that could get me terminated. So that's the reason. It's not trying to like force you to go be in the app. It's just to safeguard myself. So obviously when you are reconstituting these things, you don't just use like your drinking water. You use bacteriostatic water. The reason that this is so important, and we use this a lot in the app for other injectables, but the reason it's so important is because it has a preservative in it. And some people can have a reaction to the preservative, but majority of people do not. But it's the only way that you're going to keep bacteria from growing in your vial. Water grows bacteria. And that's actually why like skincare serums, they have a lot longer path to getting approved to be on the market because they have water in them. Do you know the quickest serum to get on the market and why you see a million of them? Face oil. Face oil has no water in it. Therefore, they don't have to do preservatives, and it's really, really easy to get it approved to be able to be sold in the US. Okay, so you just have to understand you can't use regular water. It's got to be bacteriostatic because you need that preservative so that when you reconstitute this and you keep it in your fridge, it's not going to grow bacteria, and that way you don't get sick. Okay, so insulin syringes for injection. So it is super confusing when doing the calcs. Now there are a lot of peptide calculators and you can use them, but you have to have some standard for doing those things. And the one standard that you can constantly keep is a 1 ml syringe. So this has 100 units in it. And a 1 ml syringe is the best for basically organizing your dosage and trying to calculate what your dosage is going to be and how many units that's going to be on a syringe. Because your vials will come with different milligrams. So like these are the same size, right? But this one has 10 milligrams of MOTS-c in it. And this one is a blend of 5 milligrams of CJC 1295 and ipamorelin. So they can be different potencies. So you have to figure out to keep your insulin syringe the same, which is a 1 ml. That makes it easier. And then basically from there, you can identify, okay, this bottle has 10 milligrams in it, or this bottle has 5 milligrams in it. And then you can from there go to your dosage, and that makes it so much easier. Tyler says that's why I won't use preservative-free skincare. I know. You guys, exactly, like all these people want everything natural. And it's like, look, there's some reasons that society has extended life. And one of them is because we've really knocked down the bacteria that would infect people. And not that bacteria is always bad, but like when you're injecting stuff or you're putting things in your face and that could potentially get into your eyes and your nose, like you do not want those things contaminated, and you don't want them growing some kind of weird mold in your bathroom. That is disgusting. And do not just scrape it out. Like throw the whole thing away, please. Like it's not worth it. Okay. This will be saved here, Christy. So we're on YouTube, so it's not like TikTok where it goes away. So this will be here always. Like this will be left up and you can just always come back and reference it. Okay, the other thing is, so there are a lot of different ways to take in peptides. A lot of these places sell nasal ones. Oh, I shared that yesterday. It's not in here anymore. They share they have like a nasal dispenser, or you can do transdermal now where it's like you basically load a patch with the peptide and then you like lock it on your skin for 14 hours or something. All of those ways are, and you can take them orally. So on Amazon, there's lots of peptides now that you can just buy orally and take. However, the best way to get peptides into your system and have them be affected is via injection. And one of the major reasons is because the peptide life, or the half-life, is very, very slow, or very, very short, and they are very sensitive molecules. So the best way to actually get the most efficacy when you're working with peptides is injection. That doesn't mean you can't take oral, and that doesn't mean you can't do the nose, and that doesn't mean you can't do the transdermal. But if you're looking for the most bang for your buck, you're going to want to do an injection. You can do sub-Q. I've been playing around with doing sub-Q and intramuscularly, and one reason that I decided to start doing it in my shoulder intramuscularly is because when you think about the peptide and its like short-lived life and you want it to get into your system, into your bloodstream as fast as possible, well, it can sit in fat and take longer to get into your fat or into your bloodstream. Whereas if you do it intramuscularly, you're like sending it into the bloodstream much faster. So that's just my thought on that. I could be completely wrong, and but I kind of like alternate with that concept. Okay. MGs and MCGs are super duper confusing because especially when you go to different sites or you're reading things, you will see like a dose in 2000 mcg, or you'll see 2 mg, and you're just like, and it can vary. Like on that I don't have it out, but that cheat sheet that I gave you the other night in the app from Jay Campbell, he doesn't even keep it consistent in his own column. And I'm like, why can't you just keep it consistent? Just keep the units consistent. Why are we constantly varying? It gets very confusing. But basically, so like you're always looking for your dose to be in MCG, but I have an app that actually is super helpful for this. I think it was like $5. And you can just move the decimal over, but if you're like me and you just want a bot checking you, then this might be a good app for you. I think it's called the Peptide Mixer app, and it has a couple different functions. So like there are free apps on the internet, and in the app we link to them where you can just calculate your dosage. But the thing that I liked about this app, it also stores my ones that I'm using into like favorites. So that is nice too as a quick reference. But the converter is awesome because if you go to a site and they're like, oh, the dosage should be this, and then you're like on a calculator and you're like, well, how do I get that to mcgs? I like this because basically it will convert it. So like 2 milligrams, if we take 2 milligrams as the example, see it? So I picked milligrams for it to convert, and then I did calculate, and then down here it will calculate it to micrograms, which 2 milligrams is 2000 micrograms. So that just kind of like helps with that whole thing because and the thing is the more you do these things, the more you're in them, the more it's going to make sense. Oh man, I'm running out of time. But anyways, hey Jason, are you going to come change it? I know that I'm running out of time. Okay, there's so much more that I'm going to share with you guys about this because I think we'll have a lot of time to chat in the Natural Chaos app. So I'm going to wrap up here. Sorry that I didn't get through all of my 8 mistakes when starting peptides, but really quickly, number 7 is nutrition. If you don't optimize your nutrition while using peptides, you are wasting a lot of the value of the peptides. So like I talked about semaglutide in the beginning, if you optimize your protein while using semaglutide, you're going to really optimize the money you're spending on the semaglutide, okay? And then managing your expectations. So for instance, if your hormones are totally destroyed like mine are, and you use something like ipamorelin, which normally causes a great fat shred for a lot of people, but if your hormones aren't optimized and you use ipamorelin thinking you're going to get a shred, it might not happen. So I've been using ipamorelin. I didn't start using it because I wanted a shred. I was using it because I wanted my muscles to recover and I wanted to sleep better. But I also have not gotten the other component of it, which is the shred. And one of the reasons is because my hormones are so badly messed up right now that whole pathway between optimizing fat use and hormones is really broken down. So I'm not getting the most bang for my buck right now when I'm using ipamorelin. But that doesn't mean that I don't want to still use it because I'm getting other benefits from it. But managing your expectations based on who you are, where you're starting, and where you want to go. Somebody who's like an elite athlete who uses peptides might have a lot more benefits from those peptides because their system is already optimized than you might. That doesn't mean that peptides aren't for you. It just means manage your expectations. And the more optimized you become, the more effective your peptides will end up being. Okay, I'm going to see you guys on the Natural Chaos app, and Jason's going to flip the phone or camera or whatever. Okay, thank you guys, and I will plan on doing my walkie-talkie this Wednesday. So we'll have another live. I'll be on the treadmill that time. Bye, you guys.